All right. Welcome, viewers. Um, Welcome to another episode of the Hood Church. Um, I am your host, Keytron, and we're gonna talk about some things in this quick episode of Hood Church. We're going to. Um, I don't mean like I don't want to say go against the Bible. That's a tough term. But I like to say we'll question the Bible and disagree with some things that uh, or try to make sense of some things that don't make sense in the Bible as well, right? So I know many of us have grown up in the church, and I don't discredit the church. That's not what I'm doing. If you believe in the church, you love the church, that's cool. But you're always welcome to watch my videos as well, you know what I'm saying? Or listen to my videos. It don't matter, right? But you probably will learn some things um, viewing my online church that you never learned in your everyday church that you go to locally. You know, this is a hood church, so I do use strong language and I don't share many of the beliefs that your church probably brainwash you to feel, like using bad words. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, I may use a bad word here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood. You know, I do this for the hood people. Uh, as you don't know, as you all know. But anyway, so welcome to the hood church. We finna get into it. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the stars. We're gonna talk about the stars. Now y'all probably like, Tron, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, so the stars is very important because from what we know, hold on, my allergies messing with me out. Hold on. So the stars is very important because you probably never no one probably ever taught you that in the church that you go to. They never zoned in on the stars, you know. They zoned in on Bible passages and verses or whatever, right? So in the hood church, we're gonna focus on the stars. Because from the Bible we know our Heavenly Father uh created the stars in heaven. Uh he was the first one to create the stars in heaven. And the dragon was the second one. So that tells you about the power of Satan, the dragon, how much power he had. Him and God, according to the scriptures, were the only two to ever create the stars in heaven. According to the Bible, Satan created a third of them. A third of the stars in heaven. The star system that we talking about. Satan created a third. And the rest the Heavenly Father created. So according to that passage, we know Satan probably created the Dracos and all of that, whatever you want to call the reptilians and all of that. He was a powerful person. Not person, but a powerful dragon. Remember, he had let's go back and read this real quick. Damn, y'all got that allergies kicking in. Okay, so all right, Revelations 12 talking about the war in heaven, right? And here it says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with a child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his heads. That's power. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. All right? A dragon. All right? So it's telling you the dragon tail drew a third part of the stars in heaven. and cast them to this earth, to our earth. That's how the reptilian race got here. The serpent race. That's how they got here. All right. Now, another, this is, and Satan was labeled a wonder at that time, just like this lady. A wonder, a great wonder at that. A third person who did not create stars in heaven, but she had stars with her. So it's safe to say that Mother Nature, I'm going to call her Mother Nature, or whoever her name is. Well, I ain't going to even call her Mother Nature. This lady right here was the third lady, according to the Bible. Now, the Bible never talked about her creating stars. It says she had a crown with 12 stars on her head. These are her stars. What it means is those stars, each star is a different race of beings that was supposed to help the woman not only protect her and her baby, but also to come down to earth and help the blacks on the earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For some reason, this picture got 13. But, yeah, so this lady is the third person, according to the Bible, to have the stars in heaven. So maybe she brought forth the Lyrians and all those other whichever the 12 is. We don't know who the other 12 people are. Those 12 people was backed by God, because this lady, according to the Bible, was backed by God. He gave her wings of a great eagle so that she can escape Satan. So now, the three main characters that the Bible was teaching us about was our Heavenly Father creating stars in heaven. So those stars in heaven each star could be different race of beings of everything, of walks of all living life, right? Sort of like this Draco star system map that's showing you in the stars and the heavens above the locations of where the Draconians used to live at. Because the reason why I'm saying used to, because we know Michael defeated Satan and he was cast out. So that means that, and it said loud and clear, Satan and his angels was cast out with him, and their place was no longer in heaven anymore. So he ain't in heaven no more. So the Draco system ain't there no more. It has been demolished. I'm quite sure Michael and the rest of the army rolled through there and crushed their little planet, because he had already cast his stars to Earth and messed up Earth. So Michael and them rolled over to his planet after he been cast out. And what they do? They destroyed the Draco star, the whole planet, and everybody that was on, all the reptiles that was on it, the reptilians, the dragons and all that, destroyed. Mike and them mollywopped it. Yeah. Meanwhile, we had to have brothers and sisters on Earth like, what the fuck going on up there? Because they heard all the commotion from Earth. You know, they was looking up in the sky like, what the hell is going on? You know? And so our brothers Adam and Eve and the rest of the family from the Adam and Eve genes, they had to be like, what the fuck going on up there? You feel me? What the hell? Shit probably falling from the skies at the time. Michael and them getting off in that air. They sticking it to Satan and his crew. And so on Earth, Adam and Eve and them like, you know, like, what the hell? They looking up at the sky like, damn. And then they seeing shit being cast down and shit. They like, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And then as stuff being cast to Earth, They trying to figure out like what the hell is going on at the time, because they don't know that Satan going to war with Michael and them right now. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, at this time the war in heaven popped off. You gotta remember Revelations 12 verse 4 through 9 already popped off. Nigga, Satan had already cast his angels to the earth. It was already, matter of fact, I can't even say they was already on their way, because they was already there. They had already landed all over the world quietly. Well, maybe not even quietly. But they was already there after the war had done popped off. When the war popped off in heaven, these Satan's angels was already on earth 4 years. Now remember, they reptilians, so they grow faster. They much smarter than we are. They're not the same age. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say a 20-year-old white person is not the same age as a 20-year-old black person. That 20-year-old white person may be like 30. They age faster. They grow faster. You feel me? Because their time is short. Get what I'm saying? So they was already on their way. On earth had already popped off. They got here and started killing some of our people. You know what I'm saying? Capturing them and killing them and raping them and experimenting in them. Some of our people started capturing and killing some of them. Saying the war got real brutal on both sides. Was capturing our people and killing them. Our people was capturing them and killing them. They end up catching Eve in the garden slipping. Scared the shit out of Eve. You know what I'm saying? Slid up on her. You know what I'm saying? She like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They started, hey, look here, man. We just want to bust a nut all off in you and get you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? They wanted to, give us some of that serpent DNA, that cursed DNA to host their serpent babies. Scared the shit out of her. So they went to, trying to make a deal with her, because reptilians notorious for making deals. They love making deals just as much as they love going to war. They were created for sex, war, death, and destruction. And we can add making deals, because they love that. They talking real good sense to her right now. They making it sound good, probably giving all kind of guarantees, or she turning them down, so they end up raping something. After all that, now it's the war in heaven. Now, Adam and Eve and them like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They looking up in the sky, shit going down. I mean, it's going down. Michael and them getting off in Satan's ass up there in heaven. They ain't playing with him. I mean, on all levels. Shit falling out the sky. They like, what the fuck going on up there? God damn, dog. Y'all see this shit? The hell? You know what I'm saying? Going back to the Revelation 12. All right? We're going to start from 12 verse 4. No. We're going to start from 12. We'll read it all. No. Matter of fact, we're going to go 4, 3rd. Okay. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out. Now this is very important, y'all. Because it tells you that our heavenly brother and them cast Satan out. Right? He was cast out. So, alright, so as he was cast out, after they defeated him, they cast him out. So it says that they cast him into the earth. Right? Into the earth. Now this is important. Why is this important? The dragon was cast out into the earth. Right? So now we want to go to Google Map and find the big motherfucker. So we go to Google Earth, and there he is sitting right there. His left wing is all of South America. His right wing is all of Antarctica. And as you can see another dragon side-by-side image, that Satan is indeed. He's right there. These are photos like that I saved from side-by-side comparisons that I did. You can see Satan on the left. As the Bible said, he was cast out into the earth. And then you can see a fake image of a dragon to the right. Now, you might be saying, Keytron, that, but the Bible said he got 7 heads. That's just one head. Well, let's just check. And it said he was red. He looked blue. Well, first of all, he ain't mad no more. That's why he ain't red, because his body ain't generating heat. That fire he's getting ready to spit out. And it also symbolizes the mood swing that he is in, because he's a pure reptile. All right? That's why he was red. And plus, he'd been sitting in that ocean since he was cast out of heaven 5,000 years ago, which was like 2 days to God. It ain't even been that long to the Heavenly Father. It have not been that long. And that is the reason why you might think he ain't doing nothing. But it's only been like 5,000 years ago. For us, that's a long ass time. For God, that's like a day. 2 days, you know what I'm saying? A week or something. So the Bible spoke of the war in heaven, right? Telling you that Satan was cast out. So we go to Google Earth because we want to see the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but we want to see Satan. So here we are on Google Earth. As you can see, Satan is right there indeed, just as the Bible said. And then you got 1 head, 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads. Remember, as I showed y'all. And right all the way over here off the coast of Africa, head number 5 and head number 6. And right here behind Australia, New Zealand sits on his neck, head number 7. Head number 7. Right there. 7-headed dragon, because his tail is a snake. All right? So, that's Big Satan. You can see his feet right here. Check the time frame. You can see his feet right here. Look at that. He's huge. That's Satan right there. You can see his claws. Look at his claws poking into the ice of Antarctica. Just as the Bible said, he was cast out. There go his right feet right there. The claws. There go his right feet right there. Just as the Bible said, he was cast out. Now you can follow his tail. Where it go right here. Curled all the way up. His tail. You can see the little line coming from him right here in the ocean. And curls into that snake. And if you follow that tail, it literally wraps around the whole world. Look at Divine. The whole world. That's how big he is. All right. So that's Big Satan. He was cast out. All right. So the war popping off. Our heavenly brother got the war cracking. It's popping off. It's going down in heaven. Our brothers and sisters on earth like, what the fuck going on up there? God, you know what I'm saying? They like, what the hell? That'd be the equivalent if a war break out right now, and we on earth. And something the size of Satan up there fighting with our heavenly brother Michael and them and getting their ass whooped and tossed out. where we live at? You feel me? So we like, what the fuck? Yeah, we're going to be like, man, what the hell going on? You feel me? All kind of stuff going down. So now Satan get tossed to the earth, as we just saw. Now Satan tossed to the earth. As you can see, Antarctica, when we turn it around, is indeed Satan's right wing. We'll look at it this way. It's his right wing that been chopped off. Our heavenly brother Michael chopped that motherfucker off. He wasn't even playing with him. Turned it to a stub, a nub. Because look at South America. Look at his wing, his left wing in South America. Look how long that is. All of his wing. Beautiful. Ain't even untouched. Which is all of South America. You see? It ain't been touched. But when you look at Antarctica, it grew funny. It has been chopped off. Look at his left head, one of his heads. Right here. It's been bruised to death. Look at this. Mouth all ripped off. Michael wasn't playing with him, man. Look at that. One of his heads fucked up. Our heavenly brother Michael was not playing with him. Ripped his jaw all off, broke it, knocked it all off the socket. Look at the eye. The eye look dead. The head look weak, dead. Bones. Michael ain't played with Satan, man. Fucked him up. Excuse my language, but he, stuck it to him in heaven. All right? So now, know that you can see Antarctica is his right wing that has been chopped and stabbed in the war in heaven. And that's why in Antarctica, they found a river and call it Blood Falls. Because blood still falling from the motherfucker and they don't know why. But you let the scientists tell you, they're going to tell you some sweet scientific version of why they think blood is falling when the goddamn Bible told you why it's falling. It's told you why the blood falling. Because, nigga, if you look at them, that's the wing, Satan right wing. And the Bible clearly tell you there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back but was too weak. They prevailed not, and it was kicked out of heaven. That's why you finding motherfucking blood in Antarctica right now. Because the motherfucker still bleeding. Because Michael chopped off his wing, stabbed the bitch, broke it, busted his head up, fucked him up, and then kicked him out of heaven. They ain't kill him. They could have killed him. They ain't killed none of the angels in heaven. They just whooped Satan's ass and hurt him bad. Him and his angels busted their ass and kicked them out of heaven. And that's why you finding blood falling all over Antarctica right now. Because his wing is still split open. Because it ain't happened that long ago. So all this talk about the earth is 65 billion million years old is a fucking lie. Because they don't want you to know something. What they don't want us to know. Because they don't want us to know that Antarctica, probably don't want us to know that Antarctica is the right wing of Satan. The seven-headed red dragon. The serpent, which is the ancestor of white people. And they don't want you to know that blood is falling because it ain't been, the world is not millions of years old. It's thousands of years old because this shit had to happen like 5,000 or 6,000 years ago. And Satan's wounds has been cut so deep the motherfucker still bleeding. And that's why they got it. That's why they got blood falls in Antarctica. They discovered that blood is falling and they don't know why. So they had to make up a scientific version and tell you about the blood that's falling in Antarctica. Because they don't know, because they don't believe in the Bible. Because they're not a race who's supposed to believe in the Bible. Because Revelation 12:4 told you when Satan cast their ass to this planet. So that's why they're going to tell you that. That's why they're going to tell you that. Because the Bible told you Satan cast him to this planet. So of course they're gonna tell you everything but the truth. Because they don't even believe in God anyway, even though they motherfucking ancestors fought against God and Michael them in heaven and lost. They know he real. They know the motherfucking Bible is real. Excuse my language though. But they know it's the truth. They know it. That dragon is their creator. They know it. But they don't know why the blood falling. But let me tell you, they might not know though, y'all. They might not know. Because they've been lied to too. They probably thinking they just discovering some shit. They probably don't even believe in the Bible. They probably believing in the devil. Because they are reptilians. The Bible tells you about him casting them to this earth. All right? That's why they ain't got no belief. The Bible tell you about how he cast them to this earth. They ain't supposed to have no belief though. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is not saying all of them is bad, because they not. But the Bible told you how he cast them here. And then war broke out. They were killing some of us, some of our people was killing some of them. The Bible told you how they got here. They was cast here. You know what I'm saying? They was cast here. Reptilians. Real human dragons. Yeah. They was cast here, man. That's when they slid up on Eve in the garden. Talk about, they want to stick it to her so she can have their babies. Because they wanted to look more human. They wanted to make man in our image. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they wanted. And that they achieved. Yeah, they achieved that. But they are reptiles, human dragons. Which is basically human lizards. Seeds of Satan. Offsprings of seeds of Satan. You know what I'm saying? And so they are types of dragons. That's why they eyes like this. This is a real lizard eye right here. And this is a human eye. Well, what we know is a human eye, which they are not. They're reptilians, which is a human dragon lizard species. That's why they smarter than we are at an early age, and they grow faster than us. Their hair grow fast. They just, because their time is short. Was supposed to be short. But yeah, anyways though, I mean, and they can have some really good people, well, they do have really good people, let me say that. But the truth is they are a serpent race. They are a cursed race. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, there was the three who created stars in the heavens above. And only one decided to use his stars for death and destruction. His creation, his seeds and offspring. But according to that, we know only only two people created the stars in heaven. But we know that the Bible talk about three people having stars. So if the lady had a crown of 12 stars on her head, that means it's safe to say she created them, I guess. We can make the argument. But we know for a fact that it clearly say our heavenly Father created the stars in the heaven above. He was the first one to ever create them. Who was Satan? Now here's where it get tricky. Because Satan created his stars, we know why he created his stars, for evil. Evil purpose. He a fucking dragon. He can't help it. And so is the race. That's why they murder rate high. So Satan is the second person to create the stars in heaven. Right? That we know of. Third was this lady. Whoever this lady is. She was a great wonder. She was also powerful. Safe to say she created 12 stars though. She only created 12 stars that we know because she had them on a crown that she brought down to earth with her to help protect her and her child, and also to help the black people. Because without no them, it's no her. Without her, it will still be them. Why would it still be them? It tells you how the Heavenly Father created Adam himself. Of the dust of the ground. It tells you that. He was created by our Heavenly Father himself. So yeah. He was created by our Heavenly Father himself. That's why. But this get kind of crazy. Because this woman here with 12 stars though, right? Check this out. We know the Bible spoke about her having 12 stars, right? And she got away from Satan. Right? And she had a man-child, what they said, a man-child that was caught up to be with the Heavenly Father on his throne, right? But dig this. Somehow they must have got a hold of this lady and used, well, we know, oh yeah, according to the Bible, the reptilians did catch this lady. They caught her. Because remember, the Bible says Satan persecuted her, but we know Satan ain't do shit. He too big. He did not move. The motherfucker still bleeding, as y'all see. He can't move and he's still bleeding out. To this day. So he ain't do shit to the lady. It had to be his stars that he cast upon this earth. The white folks that he cast upon this earth, the reptilian race before this one, you know, this is a cool race we with. They identify as humans. I'm talking about their ancestors. Them white folks with the wings and horns and shit. You know what I'm saying? They ancestors. But hold on, let me show you. Ancestors with the wings and horns and shit. Damn, them motherfuckers, them evil motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So he must have used this lady DNA, mixed it with a little bit of Adam and Eve DNA or something, and then stuck it to it with the reptilian curse DNA to form a hybrid of themselves, which is this lady here, this type of white lady. Now don't get me wrong. This type of white lady, they are reptilians. Even though they're the mother of all evil, but they so sweet and kind and nice. Some of them, you know what I'm saying? The ones that ain't no caring shit. Really sweet people could be some of the nicest people in the world. Some of the sweetest, nicest people in the world. But the truth of the matter is they are the mother of all evil. All evil. Because no evil was here until Satan cast them here. Their ancestors here. My bad. Until Satan cast their ancestors here. That's when all this shit started popping off. We don't even get to live to be 900 years old anymore. If you're lucky, you'll be 100 years old after that. Your ass a sag bag. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she got to be mother of all evil. So she had to be a mixture of not only the Adam and Eve creation and the lady who ran from Satan, but and the reptilians themselves. That's how they probably cooked up the white woman when they created hybrid, when they decided to make men in our image. You know what I'm saying? In which they started having sex with the blacks for so long, so many years since they've been here, over 5,000 years together, to the point where they no longer have the tails. They only have a little tail. The wings, the horns, none of that. The only thing they still kept was the eyes and their skin color. Out of all that they had, eyes and skin color, are a type of reptiles, but these kind that we have today are much, much better than their ancestors. They no longer have the wings anymore. They no longer have the tail, as you can see. The horns, none of that. They look like us, but with a different color. And some of them, you could make an argument, look better than us. And that's what this whole thing was about. Satan trying to prove that he better than God. God created the stars in the heavens above. Satan created the stars in the heavens above. God created his good. Satan created his bad. God created the man from the dust of dirt. Satan created wing people to go and mate with the man from the dust of the dirt. And say, I'm gonna copy a page out of your book and create humans. And I'm gonna use your humans to do it. And he did. But he forgot something. The blood was backed by God, so naturally we came out more stronger than them naturally. They had to invent all kind of medicines and shit like that, you know, pills and steroids and all that shit, just to get on the equal playing field, which proves they have always been a cheat their whole entire existence on this planet. Never won anything forever. Us, on the other hand, it's a whole totally different ball game. Put us in any arena, any sport, anything, naturally we dominate shit. That's just who we are. But them, on the other hand, is a fake. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, the pure reptiles, they lay on their stomach in the sun to get some sun. But the human reptiles, they lay on their back. Sometimes they lay on their stomach as well. But most of the time, they lay on their back. The pure reptiles lay on their stomach. If they lay on their back, it's a problem. But the human reptiles can lay on their back or stomach, and it don't mean nothing wrong with them. They just getting some sun tanning. Because that's what reptiles do. They lay in the sun. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They live in the sun. They go out and get their little sun, days worth of energy in, and that's how they able to stay who they are. Is they get a lot of sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Hood Church, and hope you learned a little something. It's okay to disagree. Uh, you know, you can disagree, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and but you know, it is what it is. We're going over the facts, and as you can see, we covered a little bit of everything. Oh, and before we go, we want to talk about when Satan cast the stars upon this planet. Before we're gonna close out with this, one of those stars that Satan cast upon our planet was this big beast right here in the Gulf of America, or the Gulf of Mexico, and it is alive, and it is breathing. And when its time is up, this beast will awaken, which is a dragon. And this is probably what's gonna kill a third of mankind, y'all. They probably lied to us and told us about the angels that's locked up in the Euphrates River, so we be looking for the angels that's in the Euphrates River. That's gonna destroy a third of mankind. When all alone, it's gonna be this beast right here, because he is alive, 100% alive, and he will awaken. Yeah, he's probably gonna be the one to kill a third of mankind. This big boy right here that Satan cast upon our planet, when he still was technically a god, or had powers that we would consider a god, before Michael took that from him. Oh yeah, and by the way, before we close out, Florida is the head of a giant dead turtle. If you don't know, if you're just coming into any one of my videos, it's a dead turtle. That's what Florida is. The left eye, Lake Okeechobee. The right eye is Fort Myers. The mouth is Broward and Miami, has been ripped out. And whoever been living on the turtle before us, patched it up. The jaw has been ripped out, busted up. Half of the state is over here, which is Cuba. All of Cuba is half of Florida, literally. Half of it been ripped off from whatever Satan cast here. Back in Canada is the foot of the dead turtle. I showed y'all Satan foot. I'm not showing y'all this turtle foot right here in Canada. You can see his toenail. You can see his toes. The hole in his foot from when Satan cast his stars from the heavens above, hit it so hard, knocked Greenland off the dang turtle. Bye, y'all. People like, what the fuck? The hell going on? What the hell going on out there? What going on? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, though, catch y'all next video. Stay safe. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Hood Church. Remember, I'm not going to always make episodes y'all might like. Sometimes I'll make episodes y'all might like. No different from your favorite actor, rapper, singers. You know, we all make good stuff and bad stuff. Like, meaning, like, you may like a favorite song. They might make an album that you might think trash. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me. I'll make some videos that you might think fire. I might make some videos that you might think trash. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, just your opinion. So if you enjoyed this episode, you're welcome. Catch you in the next video. Stay safe. And peace out, peoples.